Alrighty, good morning everybody. Hello, and welcome to the stream. What is up? As people are filing in for the pre-stream, I welcome you all here to what will be my final consecutive streaming day of the week. Short week for me this week. It was only a 5-day streaming week. Typically I'll go longer than that. But this is because of my wife's work schedule. We wanted to have a day off before it was like super long, although next week it's the opposite. So this week I only had a 5-day streaming week. That ends today. But next week I'm going to have an 8-day streaming week. Because what we're trying to do is we're trying to schedule it so that our day off is a weekday, not a weekend. The weekends are nice, but at the same time, man, there's just way more people out there on the weekend, you know? Being that a lot of people out there have office jobs or school and stuff, and the weekend, man, the stores are more packed. The restaurants have giant lines. It's a pain in the ass. Compare that to like having a Tuesday or a Wednesday off when traffic is dramatically reduced and you can basically go around doing whatever you need without having that crazy amount of people out there, right? So, yeah. We're looking forward to having a weekday as our day off starting next week. But this week tomorrow is our day off for the week. And that means today is the final consecutive streaming day. Now, excuse me. I'm in a good mood today for a couple of reasons, which I'd like to outline. I was just telling everyone in the stream chat about it. First of all, today is Saturday the 19th of June 2021, and the streaming lineup for today is quite good. I'm excited to be playing more Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. The game's been out for about a week now, and as you know, we're roughly 9 to 10 hours in. I say probably about 9 hours in. Three sessions so far since the game came out. Or actually, I'm trying to remember exactly. Are we 9 hours in or not? Or are we more? Essentially, we're halfway through the game. Let's put it that way. Okay? Because the thing is, the game has a certain set amount of worlds. I believe it's 10. And so far, we've been to 5 and completed 5. Now, there is a battlefield/arena style world with gauntlet combat challenges that we have not completed. When I tried to do it, it was kicking my ass. Because apparently it's something you're supposed to come back to later once you've leveled up more and you have more HP in the line. Okay? So, we will, at some point, return to the arena world to try it again. But for now, we're continuing on into the new worlds. And it's been fun alternating back and forth between Ratchet and Rivet. And, of course, Clank. And now we have Kit, the alternate universe version of Clank. Right? It's been pretty fun. I've been having a good time with this game. The graphics, of course, are outstanding. The gameplay elements are advancing the more further we get into the game. You know, more things unlock. Now we have the jet boots that make us really fast. We just did this interesting stage with Rivet where it was just going back and forth between two dimensions by smashing crystals, right? So there's good, interesting elements to that. And so today we continue on. So obviously I'm pumped for that, to see where the game goes. Now, being that we're about halfway through, I would assume that probably between today and maybe another 2 to 3 streams we'll beat it. Here's why I say that. Each world roughly at this point, is taking about 2 hours to beat. I beat 5 worlds, but one of them was the arena world that was shorter, and we've been playing for about 9 hours, you see? So if the time to beat is 2 hours per world and there's 5 worlds left, well, then you see it's probably going to be about another 3 to 4 streams. So likely, today, 2 streams in the upcoming week, and then 1 more finale stream, and we will finish it up. So probably another week to week and a half, we'll finish up Ratchet and Clank. I'm in no rush. I'm enjoying the game. I'm playing it at my own pace. I'm looking around for all the collectibles and all the optional content so we can get story elements unlocked and stuff. It's been a really good time, and I'm looking forward to a lot more, so I hope you guys are too. Okay? Now, later tonight, it'll be my weekly session of Danganronpa V3, the ongoing murder mystery game. Last time around, we had a murder in the virtual world, and we were investigating this murder in the virtual world. I think I've already pieced it together from the information that the game has given us. I'm pretty sure I figured it out. Although I don't know exactly what happened or who was involved, I think I know how the murder took place. Okay? So, later tonight, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time, I'll continue on with Danganronpa V3, and I hope you will join me here for 2 hours of murder mystery fun later tonight. My Potato Life says, how's it going? It's going well, my Potato Life. That's what I'm explaining right now, is that I'm in a good mood, and I'm telling you why, because the streaming lineup for today is quite good, okay? Now, tomorrow, Sunday, is my day off from streaming. And you might say, well, why else are you in a good mood? Well, I'll tell you exactly why I'm in a good mood, guys. I'll tell you why. Because, finally, this coming week, all right, YouTube is going to pay me for my performance right here on this channel in the month of May. That means for memberships, super chats, as well as ad revenue. Okay, I'm going to receive payment for all of that, hopefully on Monday. I mean, usually they do pay around the 21st. There have been a couple exceptions where it's taken an extra day or two, although typically it's for a holiday or something like that. Being that today is June 19th, also known as a new national holiday here in the United States called Juneteenth, which celebrates the anniversary of the end of slavery in the United States of America, which is definitely something worth celebrating. I don't know if this is going to affect, how these places pay stuff. You would think Monday is not a bank holiday. Today is, so hopefully Monday things will be normal. So anyway, the point I'm making is this month has not been a very good one behind the scenes because, as you guys know, financially I've been pretty screwed over for 2 months now, ever since Twitch, very unfairly and unceremoniously kicked me out of their partner program with no actual justification or evidence of any wrongdoing at all. Even though I asked them for it, they refused to give me anything. They just ignored me. So I became a YouTube streamer in the last month. And the adjustment has been a little bit slow. And we got a lot of improvements that happened over the course of the last month, which is great. I think the streams here are a lot better now than they were at first. But finally, as of this week, I will start to get paid for my performance here. Okay? Now, really the reason that makes me happy is because as of Monday, I will no longer have to constantly tell you guys that I need your help with tips. I have hated doing this for the last 2 months. I mean, it's been 2 months now since this happened. Since I think it was around the 21st of April when Twitch did that to me for no effing reason. And since then, it's been rough, man. Listen, I just want to be here and hang out with you guys and have a good time, interact, have some fun conversation, stream a game, react to the game. You know what I mean? That's what I'm here for. I don't feel like I'm here to make a paycheck. This is my job, my hobby as well as my job, and I realize I'm one of the luckiest guys on the planet to be able to do what I love for a living, but I don't want to treat it like that. I don't want to treat it like this is a 9-to-5 job, I don't like that at all. I just want to chill with you guys. That's what it's all about. But for the last 2 months, because of Twitch, I haven't been able to do that. They screwed me over, okay? So now, hopefully, starting on Monday, things will be different. On Monday, as long as I get paid, by the way, I'm going to wait for it to get paid by YouTube. I'm not going to jump the gun. But once I get paid by YouTube, I will reduce these tip goals back to what they once were, $100 a stream, okay? And I will stop constantly saying that I just need tips. I will say, hey, anything is welcome, whether it's memberships, super chats, or tips. However you want to support the stream, by all means, please do. All is welcome, and thank you. I can't wait. But, I got one more day to get through. Today is the last day where I absolutely need help with tips, guys. Literally, like, no exaggeration, whatever I make in tips today is what I have for tomorrow for my day off. To go grocery shopping, to have a meal with my wife. Like, whatever I raise today in tips is what I have for tomorrow. So, if today's a really good day with tips, that means tomorrow I won't have to worry too much. I'll be pretty flexible in whatever I want to do with my wife. On our day out. But we'll have to see how today goes, So, yeah, let's see. Please, guys, today, if you like the content, if you like the streams, please tip me. I do need the help. This is the last day where I have to focus on this. And after this, we get back to normal. I don't have to, I'm so going to be so relieved. When Monday comes and YouTube pays me, I don't have to do it anymore. This is so good. You have no idea. You seriously have no idea how stressful it is having thoughts about money and shit in the back of their mind constantly and having to talk about it publicly. It's one thing to just have the thoughts. Another thing to say, every day I need help, I need help, I need help. I'm tired of it. I'm 100% effing tired of it, man. Okay? So, please, guys, if you can tip me today, please do. I would appreciate it. If we hit the tips goals on the streams today, that would be outstanding because that would put me in a really good position tomorrow. All right, so please consider contributing if you can today. You can tip me by looking at the description of the stream. There's a link. Or you can type exclamation point tip into the stream chat. That'll bring up the link as well. It's a good way for you to help out. Jasper is currently looking at his reflection in the TV, which is off. He's staring at his own reflection. Like he doesn't know what it is. He's completely fascinated. This is interesting. That's you, buddy. That's what you look like. Didn't you know that? You've seen your reflection before in the mirror. Oh my goodness. He was like enamored with it. He's like, what? Thank you, DSPGaming. Says you're an awesome streamer. I appreciate that. BattleDuck9000 said, remember back in the day people giving you the stink eye for being a YouTube content creator instead of having a real job? I mean, when did that end? It never ended. Right? It never ended. People to this day still don't think that it's a job to be here all day, 6+ days a week, pumping out fun content for you guys. They think that's just like, oh, you know, that's just a game. He's fucking around. Like, no, it's a job, man. It's a commitment. Especially since I became a streamer and I have to be here in front of you guys for so long every single day. To some extent, I could argue that when I was an offline content creator pre-2013 and I was not live streaming constantly, yeah, I could dick around as much as I wanted. I didn't have to be even been sitting in place for a set period of time. I had no commitment to a certain amount of gameplay I was putting out any particular day. There were some days when I would sit down and say, I really just don't feel like doing this, so I'll just do it for a few hours. I'll dick around for the rest of the day. And then there were other days where I was like, wow, I'm really into this game. I want to play the shit out of it. And I would play the entire game in like a day and a half. You see? It was very different back then. It was. It was very different back then. But now, you know, I'm a streamer. Streamer has to commit. Streamer has to have a schedule so you guys know when to show up and what's going on when you show up. Streamer has to be committed to being there on those times because there's hundreds of people waiting, right? Right now, even on pre-stream, when typically it's slow, we got over 100 people on pre-stream listening to me gab right now. To be very upset if I was not here, right? That's what it's all about. Certainly, it's not as physically strenuous as, say, pushing a bunch of bricks around and building houses, right? Certainly, I would say it's not as stressful as having a boss scream at me all day like an asshole. Definitely been there, done that. But at the same time, it's still stressful, it's still a commitment, and it's still work, you know? Certainly, I'm not saying that I have one of the toughest jobs on the planet. I don't. For me, it's more the stress around the job. Like, for example, Twitch kicking me out of the partnership program for no fucking reason, and now for 2 months being completely stressed out about money. Like, you guys have no concept of how happy I'm going to be when I come here on Monday. Hopefully, I got paid by YouTube, and I can be like, guess what, guys? I don't have to stress out anymore. I'm good. I don't have to stress. We could just have fun with games today. I'm going to feel so effing relieved. I mean, we're almost there. The light is right there at the end of the tunnel, right? So, that's what I mean. Like, there's always constant stresses and things that make it a job. As much as I could say it really doesn't feel like a job most of the time because I'm chilling with you guys playing games. At the same time, it's definitely a job. Darkness says, have you ever... Oh, wait a minute. Baldock9000 says, admittedly, back then, there weren't many people around doing what it was. It was the Wild West. That's right. I mean, when I started on YouTube 13 years ago, most people were not doing live commentary gameplay like I was doing. Instead, they were doing walkthroughs, which is like instructional style videos on how to play games. Stuff like that. No one was really doing the impromptu commentary, and certainly the people who were doing it were not making it big like I was. All of a sudden, I got virally popular for it, and I made it virally popular. Along with a few other people. It wasn't just me, I would argue. Probably about a dozen people back then got really popular for that kind of content, including me. Darkness says, Phil, have you ever had days you don't want to stream at all and a day off to chill? Absolutely. There's some days, I'll be very honest with you, I wake up and I feel like shit. You know, in particular, the last few months with my allergies, there's some days I wake up and I'm like, oh my God, man, I feel crappy today. Can't breathe, you know, didn't get much sleep, or woke up and still feel drained and tired. Like, man, I just want to go back to fucking bed. I still get up and I stream, you know? That's dedication. That's how you can tell someone who actually cares about their job and cares about their audience, a content creator who busts their ass regardless of how they feel. That's how you can tell someone who actually cares about their content and their audience and is grateful for what they have versus someone who just blows it off for no reason constantly. Because there are content creators like that. Oh, today I'm just not going to stream. I don't feel like it. Oh, you know, I'm going to stream only 3 times this week. please tune in when I do for 1 million views because you pay me so much in the 3 times I stream in a week that I don't have to be there anymore. You can tell the difference. There's passion and there's lack of passion. People who just do it for the money, you know. Battle Duck says your job is much more stressful than the average job. In my job, I don't have to worry about suddenly not receiving my paycheck. That's definitely a crazy thing about doing content creation is you are reliant on systems working. You are reliant on people supporting what you do. You see what I mean? Like, for example, I absolutely love the fact that crowdfunding, all right, is how I make my living. Because I don't worry about, oh my God, are the ads working on YouTube today? Or, oh my God, is my sponsorship still going on with this company so I can make money by selling a product? Instead, it's, as long as I entertain you, you guys contribute to support that entertainment, we're good to go. But even then, we've seen in the last 2 months what can happen when a company like Twitch loses their fucking mind and acts like a bunch of unprofessional assholes and screws me over, you know. And now what happened? For 2 months, I've been reliant on tips. And now finally that's going to change for the better, thank God, you know. But you're right, it's not a solid thing. And I've been doing this, think about this. I've been doing it for 13 years. I've been doing it for a job for 10 years. Because it was actually early 2011 when I got my first partnership with Machinima. And started making, doing this as a job, making a living doing it. So 10 years of my life, more than 1/4 of my life, I've been a content creator. And I've been doing this very, very finicky thing where at any moment's notice, something could change and then everything falls apart. But the truth of the matter is thus. As stressful as it can be, this is still the most consistent thing I've ever done in my life. Think about it. This is the longest job I've ever had. When I was in high school, I worked at a fast food place. I did that through high school and then for like 1 additional year. So that was 4.5, 5 years. Then I worked at Circus City for 2 years. Then I worked at during that time I had an internship at a life insurance company. That lasted like 4 months. Then I worked for Wells Fargo for 1 year. Then I worked for Best Buy for a little over a year. Then I worked for the office job, helicopter support, for about 4.5 years. And then I've been a content creator for 10 years. You see? So this is by far, I've done this twice as long as I've done anything else in my life for work. Twice as long. So when people come to me and they say ridiculous stuff like this isn't a job, and you need to get a real job, or why would you do this? It's so inconsistent. I answer, it's the opposite. This is the most stable job I've ever had. Yeah, there's highs and lows, there's ups and downs, there's certainly drama and nonsense that happens. But because it's all about me performing and putting out content for you, you watching, enjoying the content, and then supporting it, instead of it being some other thing like an industry based on sales and shit like that, it's a very different situation. I am free to do what I want with my time. I'm free to do what I want with my business, And admittedly, although I am kind of locked into having to work as much as I do because I need to pay my bills, at the very least, I feel what I do has meaning. You guys tell me that all the time, and I enjoy what I do, It would be one thing if I worked this much and I didn't enjoy what I did. Oh my God, can you imagine that? But I love what I do. That's the lucky thing about what I do, right? So, I love this. And even though there's highs, lows, and there's definitely stress involved in everything, because it's not exactly the most consistent thing, I still love it, and I'm not going to give it up. I'm going to do it as long as I can, man. Okay? Alright, so, happy Juneteenth, everyone. This is a new national holiday in the United States, if you're not aware. Today is a celebration of the end of slavery back in the 1800s. Which is definitely something that should be celebrated. Being that it's a national holiday means the government's closed, banks are closed, stuff like that. It was just signed into law. So it's crazy because everyone was kind of scrambling. Some people told me, out of nowhere, they had like yesterday off of work or today off of work when they weren't expecting to have it off because now it's a national holiday. enjoy. If you are somehow celebrating, see, it's a new holiday, so no one knows what to do or celebrate it yet. And undoubtedly, what's going to end up happening is going to end up being a holiday like others, where we have traditional food that we eat and traditional things that we do to celebrate. Maybe there'll be a Juneteenth Day parade eventually, right? But it's weird having a new national holiday. I couldn't even remember the last time this happened. Okay, so anyway, guys, let's talk about next week, shall we? Because next week is going to be an exciting streaming week for sure. We're going to have continuing playthroughs. We're going to have concluding playthroughs. All right, we're going to have all kinds of fun stuff going on. We're going to have new game. I can't wait for the new game. So let's talk about that. All right, let me actually get my my schedule up here. So I'm off. Just a reminder, I'm off from streaming tomorrow. I hope that you all have a good day. By the way, tomorrow is Father's Day here in the United States. I don't know if it is internationally, but it's Father's Day here in the USA. I hope you guys will say hello to your dads and treat them nicely tomorrow. All right? When I come back on Monday, I'll be continuing with Mass Effect 3 Legendary Edition, and then it's going to be balanced with the Strangers of Paradise Final Fantasy Origins demo, which I'm going to play on my late stream. You guys really wanted to see me play it last week, but it didn't work at launch. So I'm going to come back now that it's been fixed, and I'm actually going to play it Monday night and give it a look and see what it's all about, okay? Cool. All right, then Tuesday, it's going to be Fallout New Vegas, balanced with Virtua Fighter 5. Yes, that is correct. I am doing more VF5, but I am going to play with more Shun-Di. I know some people are like, play a new character, play a new character, play a new character. Well, I'm not. If I'm going to enjoy this game, I need to play with one character a bunch to learn a lot of stuff. And last time, right at the end of that session, I learned something interesting. Excuse me. So I want to continue playing with Shun-Di, and I will on Tuesday night. Wednesday, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart will continue, and this is going to be balanced with MLB The Show. Thursday, it's either going to be more Mass Effect 3 or more Fallout New Vegas, and then the late stream will be Call of Duty. And then on Friday, it's the premiere of Mario Golf Super Rush, brand new game coming out for the week. By the way, that is going to be the final new release for several weeks. There's really nothing else going on in the realm of gaming until the middle of July. So this will actually give us some time to focus in on the games that I'm playing, likely beat Ratchet and Clank, you know, and get much further in the playthroughs that I'm doing before we run into anything else new. By the way, after that, the next new game coming out is actually Skyward Sword's remake in mid-July. Okay? So, it's going to be a good streaming week coming up, a good variety of stuff. As I told you guys, I'm here for 8 days. So, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. That's 8 straight days of full-time streaming for you guys before my next day off. So, I hope you'll be here for the long haul. I hope you're ready for a nice marathon to end the month, right? By the way, summer is right around the corner, which of course means hotter temperatures, and holy crap, the west coast of the United States is definitely experiencing that right now. Outside, we are in the high 70s, low 80s degree Fahrenheit, which is warm, but we're supposed to get into the 90 degrees within the next few days. Apparently, the actual west coast, like direct west coast of the United States, for example, California, is apparently having an insane heat wave right now. Pretty crazy. So, yeah. Stay cool. If you're on the west coast of the United States, I hope you're all right. I heard that it was like 117 degrees yesterday in some places. Like, what the fuck? 117 degrees? Like, isn't that hot enough that if you step on asphalt, it'll stick to your shoes and melt? Like, that's fucking crazy, man. Holy shit, dude. So I wish you all the best. Please try to stay cool if you're going through this crazy heat wave. My air conditioners are currently pumping max, and will be, to keep this house cool for the next week. Because obviously it's going to be so hot, I need to have both air conditioners pumping. Alright, okay, so outside of all of that stuff, a couple quick housekeeping things. Ladies and gentlemen, remember, we do have a membership goal for this month of 250 members that we're trying to hit by the end of the month. We were actually getting closer and closer. At one point, we were almost at 190, but then, sadly, I hit my 1 month anniversary of streaming here on YouTube, and some people who had originally become members last month didn't set up for the auto renew, and we ended up losing like 20 members, and now we're back down into the 160s. it is what it is. Here on YouTube, it's going to be a slow process of growth. It's going to be trying to, number one, get people to come over from Twitch to begin with. But number two, trying to get people used to the new routine of how this works. And trying to convince people of the validity and the benefits of being a member. There are many benefits to being a member, many of which are very similar to what it was when you used to be a paid subscriber over on YouTube, over on Twitch, including having a highlighted name in the stream chat, getting a chat crown badge next to your name to show how long you've been a subscriber, and shout out to the Silver Crowns, who just hit their 2-month spot, and now they have Silver Crowns in the chat instead of the Bronze. You do not have to abide by the slow mode rules if you're a member. You can talk as much as you want rather than having to wait the 10 or so seconds that are the rules for everyone else, so that you avoid spam. But also, you get cool emotes. Obviously, you get access to all the emotes. Right now, we have 17 emotes. All right, once we hit 200 members, we'll unlock another spot. So, please consider becoming a member if you are not currently a member. It helps the channel, and you get a lot of benefits. So now, sadly, some of the shortcomings of YouTube streaming are there's no Prime memberships here, so there's no free subs for being a Prime member. And also, you cannot gift a membership to anyone on YouTube yet. The rumor is it's coming. And considering the fact that there was a rumor that they were going to add sub-only mode and now it's already launched, I would probably believe that the whole gifted membership thing is coming at some point this year. Okay? But for now, it is what it is. Please consider becoming a member. If you're not, please support the channel if you can. I do appreciate that very much. If we do hit the 250 member goal by the end of this month, okay, what are we going to do? Well, it's going to be a marathon special event that you guys are going to get to pick. It's either going to be an Indies marathon, the return of the Rageathon, or we could do a retrospective marathon event again. I'll basically put it to a public vote that you guys can determine. And then after that, we'll have you guys nominating and voting on things for the actual event itself. But we have to hit 250 subs by the end of the month. At this point, we got 11 days left. All right, it's definitely doable. But, man, it's going to be tough because I feel most of the big gaming events for the month are over, right? Like, E3 stuff's done. Ratchet & Clank now has been out for a week. So those who were going to come in and sub during those time periods already have. I'm not sure how many new memberships Mario Golf is going to bring in later this week. You know, we don't know. So let's see what happens, all right? But please consider supporting the channel if you can. Now, just to reiterate, guys, today is the last day that I have to fully rely just on tips here on the streams. Any tips that you contribute today are directly going to be what I'm using when I go out tomorrow for grocery shopping, for getting a meal with my wife, and or any other things that we decide to do while we have our time off together tomorrow. So please, if you can, please support the stream today by tipping. I really appreciate that. It would be outstanding if we could hit the tips goals today. Remember, at $50, I put on the Gunner glasses. At $100, you get to pick a vest. Now, last night, I wore the denim vest. And on the earlier stream, I wore the platinum vest. So that means today, those vests will not be eligible. It would be the gray, the beige, the red, the camo, and the blue would be the vests that are eligible for today. Okay? Thank you guys in advance. Now, let's see. Outside of all of that, I'm trying to think, is there anything else before we get to, like, news stories? No, I think I could get right to the news. And honestly, the only real major gaming news going on today, all right, is today we might finally get some answers in regards to the ongoing conspiracy mystery regarding this game called Abandoned from Blue Box Studios. You know, the game where everyone is now in this crazy conspiracy mode, believing that this game is actually a survival horror game made by Hideo Kojima. A lot of people are speculating it actually is a direct tie-in to Silent Hill, while others are saying, man, maybe it's actually just a spiritual successor to Silent Hill that Kojima's working on. So, we shall see. But the reason that I'm bringing this up is because today, supposedly at 4 p.m. Pacific time, which is actually, when my stream goes offline, supposedly Jeff Keighley, the guy who runs Summer Games Fest, and the guy who is friends with Kojima, is running a special event for Summer Games Fest. And people are like, well, what the hell is this event? He's not really specifying what it is. Why would he be running an unspecified event today at 4 p.m., right? Like, why is he not explaining what the event is? It's kind of confusing that he's doing that. And a lot of people started questioning him, saying, hey, will Blue Box Games, the studio making Abandoned, be part of this event? And basically, Jeff Keighley completely directly responded to people saying, if Hassan, who supposedly is the head dev of Blue Box Games, if Hassan wants to make it to this event to call in, he can. So people are like, what? So it seems that either Jeff Keighley is messing with people, which I don't think is happening. I think this is all part of their marketing plan. That there's going to be some kind of an event today, 4 p.m. Pacific time, where he's going to basically be talking to Blue Box Games about this upcoming game. I almost guarantee you they will not reveal it's Silent Hill, but maybe this will be more kind of teasing and viral marketing and stuff, I guess we'll see. I'm excited, obviously, to see what happens. Either way, maybe he'll have more information about games. If it has nothing to do with Blue Box, then that's fine. As long as there's some significant information there about games, I'd like to hear it, but I'm curious if this really has to do with it or not, Oh, man. Hooey, a big yawn. I did have a cup of coffee and a bagel with cream cheese this morning for breakfast. I'm hoping the coffee kicks in soon. Speaking of days when I kind of wake up, I'm not feeling great. Yeah, today I woke up, I was like, I feel like a slug. I hate when that happens. Some days you wake up, you feel refreshed, energetic, you're feeling good. Today I woke up, I'm like, man, why is gravity so strong today? I don't understand. It's almost like they want me to stay in bed. They're tied me to the bed. I can't move. But I got up. I was like, no, I got to be here, I got to be dedicated to my job. I got to be dedicated to hanging out with you guys. And by the way, it ain't so bad being here. Even on days I don't feel good, it ain't so bad being here. It's still great hanging out with you guys. I want you to know that. Like, it's not like, oh, God, I got to go do something I hate. This is fun as hell to me. So even on days when I'm feeling kind of sluggish, I'm still having a good time chilling with you guys. So I'm not feeling depressed in the least, Snow Carl. Not at all, actually. But I am feeling exhausted. Andre the DJ said, did I hear that John Paragon, also known as Zombie the Genie on Pee-wee's Playhouse, has passed away? No, I did not hear that. It's sad news. I don't know if I've known him from anything but being Zombie the Genie on Pee-wee's Playhouse, but that is sad news. Rest in peace to Zombie. Mecha Licka High, Mecha Hiney Ho. I will never forget that phrase in my entire life. When I'm on my deathbed, the last thing I will say to my wife is Mecha Licka High, Mecha Hiney Ho. Alright, no. It's definitely not going to be But it's weird. I'm 39 years old and I still remember this. I still say it in content that I do. Right? Pretty weird. Okay. So let's do some shout-outs. Let's get some discussion going here for today, my friends. Shall we? Alright, so we start off with number one Moses fan, who did a $1.30 tip and says, hey, Phil, I'm looking forward to chill streaming today. Now that you're streaming on YouTube, will you ever try 4K streaming? Well, first of all, when I was on Twitch, it was never a consideration, because there's absolutely no way you can stream at a high resolution over there because of their bandwidth limitations that are actually absolutely ridiculous. How on earth a site that thinks it's supposed to be about game streaming has such a ridiculously low limitation on how much you can stream with the bitrate? It's preposterous. In 2021, they expect you to use 6,500 kilobits a second. Like, that's something that, like, maybe 5-6 years ago flew. Not anymore. But Again, I said this before, I'll say it again. I don't know where the hell their money's going over there, because they're making insane amount of disgusting hand over fist money, and it's certainly not being reinvested into the site, because that site hasn't improved. Okay? Pretty dumb. Now that I'm here on YouTube, YouTube does have a cap, but I don't know exactly what it is, but apparently it's quite high, and yes, apparently you are able to stream at a quality that is sufficient for 4K streaming. Now, currently, there's absolutely no way I could do that. My setup is very outdated. This is equipment that I bought some 6-7 years ago, including the PC and the capture device. It can only do 1080p 60 frames per second, but there is potential that into the future, long term, once I get an upgraded PC, upgraded capture setup, that yes, maybe I could actually do that, because, you know, my TV is 4K. Obviously, I have a 4K supportive console in the PlayStation 5. So it is possible, although admittedly, it's very unlikely that many people will ever watch the streams in 4K. The bandwidth use for a 4K stream is incredibly high, and I doubt that anyone would want to waste that kind of data. Likely the majority of people would end up watching me at a lower quality anyway. But again, that's the good thing about YouTube, is when you stream, they give you a large variety of qualities to select without even having to be like a major partner or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, you can still get all those nice qualities. So good stuff. And maybe one day, if I upgrade my setup, I would be able to actually you know, stream at a higher quality, give it a shot. Personally, I mean this, I have never seen 4K gaming ever in my life. Never. I've only streamed at I've only gamed at 1080p. I've never gamed at a resolution higher than 1080p. So I don't even know how much of a significant difference it would look to be doing 4K versus 1080p. Maybe it would blow me away. I don't know. My monitors don't even support 4K. Like my computer monitors, they're just 1080p monitors. So they wouldn't even be able to show the 4K feeds or nothing. I don't know. Alrighty then. Alright, let's continue. Dominic Mysterio tipped me $6.19. He says, another thing happened today. Rey Mysterio Day 619. Dial it up. P.S. Happy early Father's Day. That is correct. Dominic Mysterio, thank you very much for the tip. There we go. Thank you. That's the biggest tip of the day. Let me get that as the top tip as well. I'm just going to put Dominic. I don't want to put this giant name twice. All right. Yeah, I hope that you guys tomorrow, if you do celebrate the holiday, I hope that you'll spend some time with your dads, or maybe call your dad and wish him a happy Father's Day. They will appreciate it. Excuse me, it's absolutely disgusting. Woo! All right, thick ass shtick tipped me $2 and is talking about eating out ass. What the? All right. This is, ladies and gentlemen, this is not the way, all right? If you want to get attention for yourself, all right, going on a streamer stream, throwing them a couple bucks, and talking about eating out ass, this is not the way, all right? There's many other ways that you can get attention, and maybe you can get some people to respond to you, all right? This is not the way to go about it. This is a bad idea. It's very, very childish, very foolish. And ultimately, this will upset a lot of people out there who just don't like this kind of talk. Alright? So, as much as you may enjoy sucking the butt, most people don't want to know about that. Alright? Keep that to your... And by the way, there's nothing wrong with sucking butts. If you want to suck a butt, that's okay. I'm totally okay. If you, whatever you want to do with your mouth, you're welcome to do it. I'm not going to judge you. But to come on my stream and make it a big thing, tip me, and then talk about sucking the butts... It's not going to be acceptable, all right? It's unacceptable content, unacceptable line of discussion, and I'm not going to be talking about sucking butts all day. You know, it's absolutely not the kind of stuff that I discuss here on my streams, okay? Fair enough? Okay, so that was what, thick ash shtick is a $2 tip. Now, actually, I was going to put them up on the leaderboard as the latest tip, but then another one just came in. I got $1. Oh, crap. What did I do? I got $1 tip from Sanitary Accident. Let me get them on the leaderboard. They're the latest tipper now. So, Sanitary Accident says, opinion on Amaranth and Indie Fox ban and the direction of Twitch in general. They did ASMR ear-licking streams with an ass cam. Alright. Well, first of all, I feel that I should make some things clear, alright, here on my stream. Alright, first of all, I don't talk about sucking the butts. Alright, I don't talk about sucking the butts. That's not something I'm going to talk about. Alright, I don't stream on Twitch anymore. I don't know if you guys noticed this. For the last month, I've been streaming exclusively on YouTube. This is what I'm going to be doing moving forward. I'm very happy with what we've done here and the fact that we've improved these YouTube streams to the point where now we can have intelligent discussion. We've weeded out. I mean, we've totally weeded out the trolls. Like, we actually have way less trolls here on YouTube than we ever had on Twitch. They're gone. They're just sitting on the restreams. They don't even come and try to bother anymore because they realize we locked this shit down. Right? That's a great thing. It really is a great thing. Alright? So, I'm here on YouTube. I'm happy. I'm building my streams back up to what they used to be on Twitch. It's going to take a long time. I know it is. Because it's a different community. It's a different group of people who come and watch these kind of streams than who would watch Twitch. Although I'm happy that many of my longtime viewers and followers have followed me over. And I'm very grateful for the support you've given me. It's definitely a building process again from the ground up. I knew it would be. That's why I was very reluctant to leave Twitch. But, hey, circumstances are what they are, right? But I don't stream on Twitch. You know, I left for various reasons. You know, being mistreated multiple times in 1 month was enough for me. And then when I decided to leave Twitch, the incredible amount of sexual content that was being condoned and put up over there, they even made a category for it, which is ridiculous that they, instead of saying, oh, we don't want sexual content and softcore porn on our site because kids can see it, instead they said, oh, let's make a category for it. So, I was happy to leave when I did. I think I left at exactly the right time, quite frankly. You could tell when you start to see warning signs. That was definitely warning signs for me. And I said, adios, amigos. Till we meet again. I will ride into the sunset that is YouTube streaming and have a good time over here with my viewers and not have to worry about your bullshit. Okay? And that's that. It's been over a month, and I am happy here streaming on YouTube. All right? Now, so, to answer directly, you know, your comment here about Amaranth and Indie Fox. First of all, I don't even know who the fuck Indie Fox is. I've never heard of them. The only reason I know who Amaranth is because people constantly would come on my streams and talk about her because they're obsessed horny dogs. Instead of, you know, thinking with their brains, they think with their crotches. And they come in here and talk about it. I don't give a fuck about this person who does disgusting sexual shit on their streams. I just don't care. Why are you talking about it in my stream? The good news is, no one's really done that since I moved to YouTube. This is being honest. I have definitely 100% noticed a change in attitude. Because now I'm over here on YouTube. People don't bring up the bullshit going on Twitch every day. I'm very happy for that. I don't want to know about it. I don't care. I'm here, as you guys know, I'm here to do my own thing, to enjoy games, to hang out with you. That's what I'm here for. I'm not here for horse shit, for drama. So I'm happy to know that I don't have to hear about it every fucking day now, because I'm not on that stupid site anymore. Okay? I'm very pleased about that. Now, in particular, what is my opinion on them being banned? I don't know anything about it. I don't know why they were banned. I don't know what's going on. And quite frankly, I don't care. I don't stream on Twitch anymore. They can do whatever the hell they want with their site. They could have a site where it's only people serious about gaming, or they can have a site where everyone's half naked, slapping lubricated tentacles all over their bodies. I don't care. They can do whatever the fuck they want. It has nothing to do with me, nor do I give a shit. So, whatever. Sanitary Accident, thank you for the tip, but it has nothing to do with me and my content, and I don't care. So I'm not going to really talk about it ever again. There you go. All right. Let's continue. 42345676574553342 tipped me $1.31 and says, this isn't a good way to get attention, but you talked about that guy's dono for like 3 minutes. Laughing out loud. Well, 43456765745553342. Thank you very much for the tip. I think the whole point that I was trying to make was that I was not going to entertain that silliness for too long. That, yeah, you might get a brief moment of attention on my streams, but obviously I wasn't going to talk about sucking the butts at any kind of extended amount of time on my streams. It's not the kind of content that I put out. All right? But I think I handled it professionally, don't you? I mean, I don't want to gloss over the guy's comment and not answer at all. I'm grateful for every contribution that comes in. It's just that I'm not going to focus on every single one. Okay? So thank you very much to 42345676574553342 for your $1.31 tip. I appreciate that. Okay, Snow Carl tipped me $1.30. He says Twitch has a lot of revenue but a lot of expenses. That's why they might not be improving their hardware. Isn't that similar to how you have a lot of revenue but can't get a new laptop or whatever? Or how is it different? Operating their business versus operating mine are completely different things. Not even close. Right? Not even close. I don't know. You're comparing apples to rutabagas. Last time I checked, apples and rutabagas are not the same. They are a company. And of course they have operating expenses. I mean, let's not be silly. Of course they have operating expenses. But, excuse me. That company is backed by Amazon. They pretty much have unlimited resources to draw on. That company should be striving to staying the best streaming site on the internet because currently they're the biggest one. The fact that they have stagnated is a bad thing. It shows that they don't think that they have any competition. They don't think they have the need to improve, which is absolutely ridiculous. Even when I can't afford to improve, I still listen to your suggestions for improvement, and I still try to do things that you guys enjoy. I mean, how many times over the last several years have you guys said, hey, try this new kind of event, try this new kind of game genre, try this, and I do. And some of them work and some of them don't, admittedly, right? But I'm always open to suggestions for improvement. Twitch, at this point, just kind of sits around stagnant, does whatever, doesn't really listen to feedback, does whatever they want. It's not good. That's not a good way to operate a business, especially when you're reliant on people pumping their own contributions into your business on a daily basis for it to make any kind of money. The last thing you want is people to say, well, there's a company that's not receptive, they don't listen, and we're taken off because of it. So, yeah, it's not good when they don't listen and they don't change for the better. Yes, it's true that I cannot really afford to make improvements, but you guys know the reasons. I've been completely transparent with you about what's been going on with me over these last few years, through the bankruptcy, now through this Twitch fiasco. You guys know what's going on. Twitch never came out and said, oh, by the way, the reason that we won't allow you to stream at a higher bit rate is because of this. They just don't care. They feel they don't have competition, so they don't have to fucking improve. That's bad. That's stagnation. That's terrible. Okay? Knockin' Nuts has to be $2 and says, Phil, what are your plans for Pride Month? To stream and to make this stream a place where everyone is included and safe, including those in the LGBTQ community. They're all welcome. I do not judge anyone on the basis of any kind of stuff like that. I was always of the opinion that people have a right to be happy, and it doesn't matter about their sexual orientation, sexual preference, what gender they are. None of that matters. I've even gone as far to say, scientifically, it makes sense that there would be some people born one gender, but then they feel that they're another because of the way that humans are conceived. Everyone starts as female, then becomes male if and when certain hormones hit their body, right? Chromosomes. And sometimes there could be a mix-up. There could be an issue there. So it makes sense to me. Like, scientifically, in my head, it makes sense to me that these are things that could happen. And I support anyone who wants to be happy with their life. I don't care about that. Please be happy. Be who you really want to be who you feel you are, and be proud of that. That's why it's called Pride Month. You shouldn't have to hide because you feel like you're going to be mistreated. You feel like you're going to be bullied. You feel like you're going to be, not here, not on my streams. That is not allowed and will never will fly here. This is a safe place for everybody. That's what I'm doing for Pride Month. I don't know about you. All right. Shout out to Sand Carl, who has tipped me $40. Well, thank you to Sand Carl. I guess, do you live in the sand? Do you emerge from the sand like a Tusken Raider? Huh. Anyway, thank you, Sand Carl. A very generous $40 tip. Biggest tip of the day. And ladies and gentlemen, that means that we have now hit the Gunner Glasses goal. Triple G. The Gunner Glasses goal. And I'll be wearing Gunner glasses for the stream now. Thank you, guys. All right. Let's continue. Sanitary Accident has tipped me $1.30. Says that wasn't meant to be a troll question, though. Sorry you felt that way. What do you mean? Oh, you're talking about Amaranth the Indie Fox? I didn't say it was a troll question. Why do you think I think it was a troll question? I answered it very honestly. I just don't care about them over there anymore. I really don't care about any of their drama or any of their bullshit. Again, I don't know anything about Amaranth or Indie Fox or anything. I don't give a fuck, right? I just don't. Like, I don't hope you don't think that I was insulted or anything by your question. Absolutely not. You have the right to ask those kind of questions, but you're just not going to get much of an answer out of me because I just feel like I'm so past that, I'm so past the drama of that site. Like I said, I'm so happy I don't have to talk about it anymore because I'm not a part of that site, you see? So, I'm happy, and again, I'm not angry that you asked the question. Please, by all means, you want to ask those questions, go ahead. You might just get the answers you want. I'm sure when you asked that question, you were trying to get something out of me, like if I cared about what they were banned for or whatever. I don't know. I really don't care about them at all. Like I don't think I could possibly care any less about them. I really don't. Like, I'm a person. I turn on my stream to hang out with you guys, have a fun conversation, and play games, right? They turn on their stream to do sexual content and make money. Completely different philosophies, completely different styles of content. If Twitch chooses that they want to support or not support that kind of content, that's their choice. And that's their prerogative. It's their business. I have nothing to do with that. Zero association. So I'm just going to be here doing my thing, and I don't have an opinion on it because I don't care. Okay? Alright? I don't care. I don't care. Don't ask me. There you go. Alright. Richie April says, I made numerous homophobic references over the years, and it's good to see you come around. What changed you? Well, here's the thing. First of all, what someone considers a homophobic reference can be incredibly subjective. One person could take it one way, and one person could not take it that way, and two people could completely listen to a comment and think that it means something different. Alright? Undoubtedly, over the years, people would say that I made every kind of reference under the sun possible. Racist, sexist, homophobic. They will just say, Phil did every kind of insult possible, every kind of offensive thing he could have possibly said, he said on his streams. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I've been around for 13 years. Okay? 13 years. Right? So that being said, in the 13 years that I've been putting out content, you're going to pretty much find an example of pretty much every possible thing in my content. 13 years of me daily just hanging out with everyone talking, whether it was in an on-demand video on YouTube, trying to fill dead air with commentary, or whether it was interacting with you guys daily on a live stream, whatever it may be. That's a lot of time that I put myself out there publicly and a lot of shit to sift through. You can pretty much cherry pick whatever you want out of my content and say, here's an example of Phil doing this, or doing this that's bad, right? Fair enough. Now, as for saying homophobic, I mean, have I joked around over the years? Yes. Have I ever actually said something that was meant to be offensive to someone who was homosexual? Absolutely not. That's never happened. I would never intentionally try to be offensive towards anyone homosexual. It's ridiculous. Every once in a while, if I'm making an effeminate voice or something, for example, for a humorous purpose in a video, that's not being homophobic. That's just being silly. But the thing is, everyone wants to get offended by everything and say that everything is meant to be offensive, or you're offended by it even if it isn't meant to be offensive. You know, it is what it is. Now, I really don't feel that I've done much over the years that's been homophobic. If you want to say I've done racist stuff, then you could go back to my old style of humor where I used to make racial jokes. And by the way, as I used to say 10 plus years ago when I used to do that kind of content, I felt I was an equal opportunity jokester, and I would basically poke fun at everyone and anyone, including my own race too. I mean, just watch the Assassin's Creed 2 playthrough where the entire thing is making fun of Italians. Like, no lie. I don't think there was a single video that I didn't make fun of Italians. Anyway, the point I'm making here is you can cherry pick whatever to say whatever when you're someone who's put yourself out there every day for 13 years. But no, I don't feel I've ever done anything intentionally offensive towards anyone who was homosexual. I never intended that. If anyone was ever offended by something or some kind of a joke that I made in that regard, I apologize for it. Now, in the modern day, I'm a very different kind of content creator. Instead of having to fill every waking moment with a joke, I can just chill. And I can make observational, funny comments about things as they happen in games. We can have a good time. We can razz people on the stream and have a good time with that too, right? We have a good time in general without having to do that risque kind of commentary that I used to do constantly back in the day. That's a good thing. It means that when I come to stream, I can just kind of relax and not have to worry so much about being that guy, that edgy guy who had to fucking always push the limits of what could be said and done in the gameplay, right? And I'm happy about that. I'm happy that I could just be me and not some character always pushing the envelope. All right? So, yeah, I mean, I've definitely changed over the years. I mean, there's really nothing else to say about it. You watch me now, or even in the last 3 to 4 years, you watch my content compared to what it used to be 10 years ago, you're like, well, is that the same guy? At the same time, I do still do the same stuff, you know? Anyway, I hope that answers your question. Schneekarl tipped me $20 and says, shout out to all the Carls out there. Schneekarl? What the fuck does that mean? I don't even know what that means, but thank you. Now we're at $75 in tips and rising. Thank you so much for the support. Again, it would be amazing if we could hit the tips goal today. That would be great. The Chunky Bits has tipped me $5. Says, what did you do to heal your back? I've got a bulging disc in my lower back. It's the bane of my existence for the last 2 years. Well, first of all, I don't necessarily know if my back's healed, but it may be just a situation where the injury isn't aggravated anymore, and I don't really do anything to aggravate it, and therefore, it just doesn't really bother me anymore, all right? Now, for clarification purposes, the back injury that I had, which was, at this point, I mean, I was diagnosed in 2007, so we're talking 14 years ago, was a severely herniated disc between my L4 and L5 vertebrae. I had excruciating pain, shooting pain through my legs, and then numbness, intermittent numbness. Also, incredible tightness in my back and my legs. And I went to the doctor twice. Both times he kept telling me he didn't think anything was wrong. Then finally I told him, no, there's something wrong. I demanded an MRI. He gave me one and found out that I have this incredibly herniated disc to the point where he said if I hadn't started treatment like right away, it was probably going to rupture. And that would have been very, very bad. Luckily for me, it did not rupture, okay? So, for a period of about 5 to 6 months, I did physical therapy and I did injections into the disc, steroid injections. It helped somewhat, but not necessarily a huge amount. And then my deductible ran out and reset, and I would have had to start paying thousands of dollars again, and I said, I can't do this, I don't have the money for it. So essentially what I tried to do was I tried to find homeopathic ways to, you know, help, which honestly, not exactly the best. I bought a back stretcher. What it is a device, it's a big rack, basically. You lay down on the floor, and you get these 2 bars that go at the edges of your feet, and it has this handle pump. And so when you handle pump, it stretches you out from underneath your armpits and the bottom of your feet. It stretches your body out, pulls it apart. And when it pulls your body apart, it releases the pressure on the disc and allows the disc to basically not swell as much. I was using this on a regular nightly basis for the greater part of a year, and then it broke. The fucking thing broke on me and I couldn't use it anymore, which really pissed me off. Um, since I was a content creator at this point, I stopped. Basically, this is when I lost my office job, so I started doing full-time YouTube content creation. I essentially changed my lifestyle so that I didn't have things that would stress out my back. Okay, I stopped doing anything that was physically strenuous so that I wouldn't re-injure the disc. And then ultimately, when it really got better, all right, was when I moved out here to Washington State, because here, unlike in Connecticut, we don't get tons of inclement weather. Like, there's not a lot of snow and ice. I live in a house that has a garage, so now when I go places and I'm going to bring stuff into the house, it goes right from the garage to the kitchen, done. While in Connecticut, I had a fucking parking lot that was on the other side of the building, and when I was going grocery shopping, here I am carrying bags, across this fucking giant area, walking heavy shit, not good. Here in Washington State, everything is close by to me. If I want to go somewhere and I need something, everything is within driving distance, 10 to 15 minutes away. I don't need to drive significantly long to reach anything that I need to live. So because of that, I'm not driving extended distances. I'm not stressing my back out. That's what I mean. Like, when I came out here, I changed my whole lifestyle to be a lifestyle that I didn't have to physically stress my body out anymore. And because of that, my back problems essentially have gone away. I don't know if my disc has healed per se. It never ruptured, thank God. It was just herniated. So maybe that herniation, through me taking the stresses off of my back, went down. I don't know. I definitely lost weight. When I had the disc issue, I was very heavy. I was 240 pounds. Now I'm just around between 2 and 210, I would say. I fluctuate. Sometimes I go below 200 pounds, but then sometimes I go back above. I would guesstimate I'm probably around 205 now. I could, I don't know. But the point is, losing weight, healthier diet, and not doing things to stress my back seems to have done wonders. Okay? I usually don't have back pain anymore. Every once in a while, I will have a back pain or get stressed out with my back, and then I just have to lay down for a bit to kind of depressurize it. I don't get shooting pain anymore. I don't get numbness anymore. Only if it's a day where, let's say, for example, I'm out all day long, walking around, carrying stuff, doing stuff like that, then I may get some back. But only a situation like that. Usually, most normal days, I don't get anything like that at all. So, do I feel my back has magically fixed itself? No. I think what it is I'm not doing the things that would re-injure or re-herniate this disc. So, it's not happening. Now, not to say that might not happen in the future. You never know what's going to happen. I twist one wrong fucking way, I fall down, and it could happen again. It could go right back to where I was, So I guess we'll see. Battleduck says you should have invested in a high-quality back stretcher from the Dark Ages. See, interestingly enough, the back stretcher I'm telling you guys about was 10 years ago. Okay? Now, they have all these fancy, what they call them? Inversion tables. So now what this is, it's an actual table. You strap your body to it, okay? And then you release a clamp or whatever, and the table just flips upside down and completely inverts you. So gravity pulls your spine apart. It actually pulls it the opposite way, inverts it, and it completely takes the pressure off of your disc, and then allows you, when you invert again, or when you revert, I should say, back to being on your feet, it's supposed to have realigned everything properly. Because what can happen is, with a herniated disc, is that the disc is completely moved to the wrong position. So every literal time you move, you're squishing that disc and causing pain. So if you're inverting, you're basically loosening everything up so that disc can kind of realign the way it's supposed to be. I've seen these before, these inversion tables. They're pretty good, but they could be very expensive depending on the kind you get. So likely, if I were to ever have to do this again, I would get an inversion table. I wouldn't be doing some weird ground rack device like I had. Battleduck says, it went from a torture method to a medical procedure. Can't wait for decapitation to make a comeback. Yes. It's weird. You're right. Because, they used to actually have, remember, it was a torture device, those tables where they would stretch your body out. And now, it's literally one of the things they do for back injuries. If they put you on this table, they stretch your body out to try to decompress your disc. I know, it's weird. Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, wow, thank you. That was a lot of contributions here on the pre-stream. We haven't even started with any gameplay yet. So that is very much appreciated. Thank you guys for your contributions this morning. What I would say is, let's take a brief break now. All right, I'll use the restroom. Get set up here. Remember, it's Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart on the stream today. I'm excited. We're heading into the 6th world. Yes, World 6. We're going to see what it's all about. Have fun with the game. And, well, again, if you would like to help me out, please tip me today. It would be amazing if we could hit the tips goals on both streams today to help me out for tomorrow for my day off. And this is the last day we have to worry about that. Then Monday we go back to normal how it used to be. All right. Fair enough. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Let's take a break. I'll be back in a few minutes with Ratchet and Clank. Thank you guys so much. See you in just a few.